So today is January 25th, Junho's birthday. So today I'll be doing a little collection video talking about some of my favorite things in my Junho collection. So I try to squeeze as many things as possible in this frame. So this is not representative of my entire Junho collection because, as many of you know, he has a lot of things, especially multiple things for his multiple projects he's done over the years. But I try to fit in most of my favorite things in my collection and try to have at least one thing represent everything that he's done in his 10 plus year career. So how I've been going about these collection videos, there's no kind of formula that I've been doing. I just kind of talk about things. But I think for Junho's video, because he is my ultimate bias, I'm going to, I guess, talk about how he became my ultimate bias, and I guess my history as his fan. So I've talked about this before, but I got into K-pop through K-dramas, and I started watching those late 2014, and that's also sort of how I segued into K-pop, but I didn't really get into K-pop, I would say, until like New Year's 2015. And 2PM was one of the first groups that I was exposed to, thanks to the Dream High drama, as well as their Go Crazy music video. So my first comeback with GPM was their number 5 era with My House, and shortly after that Junho released his one album in Korea. So before, I didn't really have a 2PM bias. I just liked everyone, and I guess I knew Taehyun the best because of Dream High. So Junho was not my bias at the time, but when I saw the music video and the music shows for Fire, that I think was the turning point and decision that Junho was my 2PM bias. So his one album here was the first thing of Junho's that I bought. And I bought my copy off of M-Wave. And I'm really excited for his 2 album that's releasing today. So that's his second Korean best of album. And we've heard snippets of what all the songs sound like in Korean. And I can't wait just to get my hands on that album. And after being exposed to his one album, at the time I didn't realize how extensive his solo work was in Japan. And I slowly discovered his Japanese albums and the originally released Japanese versions of his songs, from Kimi no Koe, Feel, and So Good. But when he released his DSMN album the following summer, that was sort of what solidified my, I guess, obsession with his solo music. And I really dived down deep into his Japanese discography, and I've been ever since very much anticipating whatever new releases he comes out with. DSMN is still, I think, my favorite Junho solo album. Just from start to finish, all the songs are pretty much flawless in my opinion, and I've listened to that album just countless number of times, and most of my favorite songs are on there. My most favorite being Insomnia, which I'm still a little salty we don't have a Korean version of that yet. But whenever it comes to Junho solo work, whether it's released in Japan or Korea, is something that I'm always very much looking forward to, and I know won't be disappointing. I mentioned how DSMN is my favorite solo album from Junho, but Sozo, which was his most recent summer release, is a close second. And it's also very sentimental because this was the album release for the concert I saw Junho for the first time, and is a very special memory and trip I took to Japan. And so I can't wait for his Flashlight tour, which was the concert I went to. Comes out on DVD, since the DVDs that he has released are some of my favorite things in my Junho collection. Because I guess, like most of the other 2PM members, Junho just really excels when it comes to performing. And his performance, paired with the great songs he's written and composed for himself, just really make a great concert watching experience, both in person and on DVD. His new Winter Sleep tour was just released on his birthday too. So I can't wait to get that in and watch that in HD quality. And when it comes to my favorite concert DVDs that I own of his, so right now I have these 5 physically. My favorite is probably Hyper, because this was the concert that was paired with his DSMN album, and there's a lot of lovely performances here, and I really liked his blonde hair too. But a close second favorite is probably the Last Night tour, which if you've seen clips from that, it's sort of self-explanatory, because that's, I guess, his sexy concert. But his 2017 SS is also really good. So I guess over time, I guess echoing the growth of his discography, his performance keeps getting better and better each year, and it's really a treat to kind of watch him grow, starting from his first solo tour, Kimi no Koe, up to now Winter Sleep, that's out on DVD. But one of the things that makes Junho really special is that not only does he excel in his solo work when it comes to music and performing, but he also really excels at acting. And even though I was exposed to Junho, the singer, first, I equally also really adore him as Junho, the actor. So the first time I was exposed to Junho's acting was actually in his first Korean drama, Memory. So he only played a supporting character for that drama, but I think that was a good first role for him to have on the Korean drama scene. Prior to that, he was in movies. So he debuted as an actor in Cold Eyes, and he also was in the movie 20 and Memories of the Sword. But I think I only watched 20 and Memories of the Sword right after watching Memory. All those roles were more supporting characters, as I mentioned before, though his role is a little bit bigger in 20. But it wasn't until I watched Chief Kim, I think, that his acting really left a very strong impression on me. So I watched this while it was airing, and it was really interesting to see him play this villain character. And what was also very rewarding as a fan was seeing him in this role and getting a very good reception in Korea, as well as a lot of international fans too. And so it was really great to see Chief Kim be that catalyst for sparking a lot more interest in Junho, the actor, and opening up so many more opportunities for him in acting. And this led to his first male lead role in Just Between Lovers, which I've talked about many times, is my favorite drama of his, and also just my favorite K-drama of all time. And I also really loved how he had the opportunity to sing the OST song in this drama too, which is my favorite ballad from him. And this also led him to work on other projects like Walk of Love, which came out last year. And I don't own anything physically for that, because I don't think there has been anything physically released to represent that drama, like an OST or something, which is a little disappointing. But he's also going to be in a new drama this year called Confession, which I'm excited for, and also a new movie too, which sounds like a very fun historical movie. And what's also interesting is that he's now acting in Japan. So he did a cameo role for the Japanese version of Memory. And he's also starring in a new movie, Roses and Tulips, which was written by the manga artist, I'm forgetting her name, but she's the one who does Princess Jellyfish, who's also a very big hottest, and her bias is Chansung, and she snuck him, I think, as a supporting role in that movie too. And it's really interesting and somewhat unbelievable at times how he's really managed to balance both singer Junho and actor Junho. And as a lot of us fans know, he's been the workaholic Junho that is always working on his next project. But as he's mentioned multiple times, he really enjoys working, and it just shows how much this has paid off for him. And the last things that are part of my Junho collection are his photo books. So he has many photo books. I mostly have the ones from his concerts up here, shown. So ones that you could actually buy at the venue, and some artist making books with behind the scenes photos. So I'm just going to flip through some of my favorites, and also say that there are a lot that I'm omitting from here. Like, I don't have the humongous first Traveling Alone photo book because it takes up like that much space. And I also don't have the Just Between Lovers DVD thing shown here, which comes with a beautiful photo book too, because, well, there was no space for it. And I've already done unboxing for them. You could find on my channel. But one of the great things about Junho's concerts is that he always has these fabulous photo books. I really love his Last Night in Seoul one, where he has sort of this rocker look with the leather jacket. And I really like this hair from him. And this is, of course, the era that I got into Junho, because this is the concert he had after his one album was released. And I also love his field photo book here, especially the first section of the indoor shots are really lovely. Him on this bed, looking comfy. And then you have some more that are similar to his music video. And his So Good era is also one of my favorites. I didn't mention this, but definitely his LP version of So Good is my favorite LP, for, I guess, self-explanatory reasons. His artist making book for his Last Night tour, when he was promoting his So Good album, is one of my favorites as well, because of, I guess, the shirtless photos on the beach, and it's just a very playful photo book. A lot of different scenes of him, I believe, in Hawaii. And his artist making photo books are really fun. So these got much thicker, so there's a lot more photos, though they're not as glossy as those other tour pamphlets. But there's a lot of good content in here of just various behind the scenes for the different music videos and jacket shootings and whatnot. And I really loved this one too, of Junho just looking very soft in sweaters and jackets. And the whole winter sleep era was really good. From the merchandise and the music video. And it was nice to see this change, since he usually just released things in summer. So it had a different vibe going on in this photo book. And I've done an unboxing of this when it came out, and this is probably hands down my favorite one for sentimental reasons, and I just love the entire So-So era. And quality-wise, this is one of the better ones too, since the pages don't look as matte and it's a bit higher quality compared to some of the earlier artist making photo books. But the last photo book I'm just going to flip through is the one featuring his two cats, Johnny and Hori, that you could buy at his Hyper concert. And I just really like Junho and his cat dad selfies he always posts on Instagram. They're just really adorable, and you can just see how much he really loves his cats. So that was, I guess, my history as Junho's fan, and me discovering all of his solo projects over the past few years. So he's been keeping us fans on the edge of when he's actually going to enlist. So it should be coming up sometime soon, though with all the drama filmings and movie filmings, and with him releasing his second Best Of album, 2. I wonder if that will follow up with another Korean solo concert. But he's definitely kept himself very busy, especially this past year, making sure that there's plenty of content for Hottest to enjoy. And I'm sure there will be many surprises he has in store for us to enjoy once he does enlist. But it'll be nice to actually see Junho take a break from his busy schedules once he is enlisted, and it will build up a bit of anticipation for his return, both in music and acting. And this video took me a while to actually sit down and film, because for one, he's been involved in so many things over these past few years, both in music and acting and whatnot. So I wasn't really sure how to go about filming this. But I guess the more difficult thing I was struggling a bit with was putting into words about why I feel so passionate about, I guess, Junho and all the activities he's done these past few years. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and me slightly gushing over my ultimate bias. But please let me know down in the comments what some of your favorite things are Junho has done, whether it's music, acting, or both. And I guess also let me know what you would like to see him continue in the future once his enlistment is out of the way and he'll be back in the entertainment scene. So until my next video, bye guys.